Right, Joe Gibbons. Neighbourhood Watch. How did it come about?
Came about because of a spate of break-ins going on around the quay about 3 years ago, back in 2013. A committee was formed. I was asked to go in as chairman, and that's the way we started. We started off with 350 members, and now we got 1,500.
And what area are you covering?
We're covering all the Westport Gather division, which extends from, well, excluding Achill, but the area that we cover extends from Mulranny to the far end of Louisburg, out to Cushla Island, out to Cushla Erf and Island 80, Fay, all them areas.
And how does the system work?
The system works quite simply. Like when we have a computer system set up and a database into which the Gardaí are connected. So when the Gardaí want to send out an alert, they simply go onto the computer and it goes out through our operation.
And what triggers an alert?
If the Gardaí get information that there's a suspicious vehicle or if suspicious individuals in the area, they've had a lot of successes with vans that were acting very, very suspiciously and that sort of thing. So we believe it's very, very successful.
And do the public inform them as well? It's the public that does inform them, is it?
Yeah, the public informs them, but they also inform us on break-ins and that sort of thing, because if people ring me in with information on a break-in, I will check it out, and then I will send out one of our own text messages just to the effect that a break-in has occurred. Like, we don't send out any text messages that there's a suspicious vehicle or anything like that operating in the area. That's the job for the Gardaí, so we just simply state facts.
Is it effective, do you think?
It's very effective.
Has it ever been measured? Has it as effective as ever been measured?
They've told us that they've had quite a lot of success with various information, looking for vans and criminal activities going on in the area.
And how many members do you have?
1,500.
1,500 around the Westport.
Yeah.
On the area stated previously. Yeah. And where did the whole concept come from? Do you know, initially?
Well, it's been going on around the country. Like, it's very, very big down the south of Ireland and all that sort of thing. Down Tipperary, you hear a lot of publicity about that, and because they got a huge spate of break-ins on account of access through the motorways and everything else. But we're reasonably lucky here. But there are break-ins going on all the time. Possibly stolen is usually cash and jewellery. They're not taking videos, or they're not taking phones or anything like that, because there's no sale for them in the area. They're simply looking for cash or something they can turn into cash.
And do you have any advice for people now yourself? Do you give advice?
We're not in a position to give advice, but like, the common sense is to make sure, number one, we found out only one of all the break-ins that we know about, there was only one house broken into which had an alarm. Only one. So the thing is that if you can afford an alarm, by all means you can get an alarm fitted for about €1,000 from an operator here in the Westport area, and it's quite efficient. It covers, you got sensors in the house, and you got 3 doors covered, and you got an outside bell, which is very, very important, and a light on it.
For about €1,000?
For around €1,000, I'm told, yeah.
And that's probably the biggest deterrent, is it?
It is a big, like, if they see the box on the wall outside and the light flashing, they will go to a house that hasn't got a box on the wall and no light flashing.
Okay. And have you any other advice for people?
Well, again, like all houses that we know of have been broken into at the back, in the back windows. Simply just leave her out a window. Like, there's a lot of double glazing now that you can actually take out from the outside by just taking off the little sleeve that are around the window. So you could pick out the pane of glass and leave it sitting on the ground and break into the house and put the pane of glass back afterwards.
So nobody suspects for a while?
Oh, that's it, yes. But, it's very, very upsetting for a person to come back and find that their house has been robbed. And the funny thing about it, there's a lot of inside information, in our opinion, that is bringing about break-ins, because a recent one there where a man had a lot of money taken out of the bank to pay a builder, and he went to town for a couple of hours. When he came back, the money was gone. So there's obviously people passing on information, or they're working on information.
So how do you avoid that?
Well, it's very, very difficult. Like, if people had a small safe in the house, a wall safe or something like that, at least it slows down the procedure, because they want to walk in, take what they can get, and out again. Like, if there's any deterrent there, they're going to try and find some other avenue.
Are dogs any good?
Well, dogs are good, obviously. Dogs are very, very good. But but they have poisoned dogs in the past, and but certainly a dog bark. And the other thing is, like, to have the neighbours alert to where you're going. Like, if everybody looks after each other and looks after the people next door and that sort of thing, you know, it certainly will reduce the incidence of break-ins, because like these are just simply opportunists to find that the cars are gone, or they might be sitting down the road reading the paper in a car, and you drive past and they say, right, that house is empty now, so they have somebody else going in. They're using mobile phones and everything else to pass on the message.
How much does it cost to join? Yeah,
€10.
€10.
Like that's just
€10 for how long?
I don't think we'll be collecting any other €10 because we're very, very fund efficient, and we have things down to a fine art, and like we're well funded at the moment, and we're finding cheaper ways of sending out our text messages, and by doing that we won't need so much finance backing.
And who handles all the background stuff?
There's just three of us that are doing it.
Who's with you?
Eugene Novell and Maura Kamaski.
Okay.
And Maura is our secretary, and Eugene is our treasurer. And we have 5 or 6 points there. We have Pat Bree, who very generously offered to accept our donations for us. And you have Paul Stanton, you have Campbell's, and you have the corner shop here in Castlebar Street, and then you also got Stanton's pharmacy in Newsburg that are really, really doing well for us.